I went to Virginia Tech on an ROTC scholarship and became the first in my family to graduate from college. As a Special Forces Green Beret, I led combat units and fought terrorists in the Middle East and Afghanistan. Now, I'm running for Congress to fight for you and to serve the country I love once again.
All right, so Derrick Anderson, that is Derrick. He's currently one of the 6 Republicans running in the 7th Congressional District in the state of Virginia, and today joins us to discuss not only that campaign, but we'll talk about the war because of your military experience, Derrick, if that's okay. In fact, if I could start there, you trained with the IDF, as I understand it, in your days, and you're former Green Beret. What would you say about the way Israel is carrying out this war right now in the Gaza Strip?
Yeah, and Tom, thanks again for having me. You know, like you mentioned, I trained with the Israeli Special Operations and the IDF. You know, one of the things that I was uniquely able to participate in was the IDF actually took me down to the southern portion of Israel to be able to actually view what is going on in Gaza. At the time, there were some intermittent rockets that were being launched in and around the southern portion of Israel, but as we know, the Iron Dome was taking care of it at that time. But the IDF right now, the biggest problem I think they're going to have is these tunnels. Now, granted, it appears that they're taking care of the tunnels to an extent right now. What I worry about, though, is when they actually have to go into them. Right now, we've seen some of the footage and some reports of the hospitals that the IDF has gone into. They found intelligence, they found weapons, they found rockets, they found suicide vests, and they've been exploiting that. But I think when they actually start getting involved with the tunnels, and if, in fact, Hamas is actually keeping these hostages in the tunnels, that's going to be the issue. In the past, the IDF has always either thrown a bomb or put some sort of, they have this foam that they use that hardens, that prevents anyone from leaving or having to go the back way from the tunnel. That poses a problem when the hostages become involved, right? Now we have to look at how are we going to take care of the hostages and ensure that we can get them out alive.
Yeah, we've heard rumors and reports about a deal coming. It still hasn't yet, as far as we know, but that's been the rumors. Your race, so you're running, as I said, a number of Republicans running for this seat. We'll put it up here with Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger running for governor in Virginia. So this is her seat. You see all, her credentials there, the first woman to represent the 7th District and what have you. Former CIA. So this was a big deal when she kind of ran and won, that it was a moderate Democrat. Now you're running as a Republican. What about these issues? Is it the war that people are talking about the most? And, because it seems like even in America, there's so much back and forth protests that people are split on that. So how do you run it and talk about it in your campaign in a district like this?
Yeah, absolutely. And the war in Israel is definitely something that the people here in the 7th Congressional District are worried about. National security is obviously a big issue right now with the border and as well as what's going on with Israel. In our district, we do have several military installations, including Marine Corps Base Quantico, right? So we have a lot of military members that are very focused on the war in Gaza right now. But three issues that I see that are prevalent and that I hear every day from constituents here in the 7th Congressional District. One is the inflation. It's just costing folks really too much to live. And we're not talking about going on extravagant vacations or, going out to fancy dinners. It's just to live. I think that's one of the big things that a lot of people are talking about on the ground here in the 7th Congressional District. The second, is fentanyl in Virginia. Right now, I think we're having roughly 3 overdoses a day, which is a tragedy, and we see what's going on at the border right now. We need to tighten up our border. We need to stop allowing criminals and drugs to be coming over the border. And lastly, one that hits really deep and home to the 7th Congressional District is veterans benefits and veterans affairs type things. We have a large veteran community here. Like I mentioned, we have 3 military installations. A lot of folks don't want to leave the 7th Congressional District because it's close to VA and to jobs in Washington, D.C. and in Richmond. So we want to make sure that when I get up into Congress that we have the ability to make sure that our veterans are not receiving adequate care, but they're receiving the best care.
We're going to follow this race very closely in a district like that, so we'll try to get some of the other candidates on as well. But Derrick, thank you for joining us today, and all the best to you. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.